I'm James Marinos from French Jupps Maltings, and today we're going to be taking a closer look into a grain to glass journey with our farming partners and brewing partners at Butcombe Brewing Co. and find out a little bit more about how they've been crafting some of the finest award-winning beers since 1978. We'll be meeting some of the people whose passion and experience fuels that journey, as well as some of the secrets behind their famed Butcombe original, in addition to what their vision of the future of cask ale looks like.
My name's Martin Firth. I'm a trading director at North Harts Farmers Grain Limited. North Harts Farmers was founded in 1991 with a view to joining up local farmers, grain marketing and local consumers' requirements, and we've been a long-term supplier to French Jupps since that time. So we're at Great Mundon Farm near Ware in North Hertfordshire. We're just down the road from French Jupps. Road miles to the maltings are very low.
Okay, so I'm Ben Pledger. I'm the farm manager here at Great Mundon Farm in North Hertfordshire. We grow combinable crops over about 2,000 acres, winter barley, winter wheat, and we have a range of environmental crops under SFI and countryside stewardship as well. Barley is one of our lower carbon footprints crops on the farm, less inputs compared to winter wheat, and usually cultivated and drilled at a decent time of year, so we're not over cultivating. So we're planting areas of wild bird mixes, wild flower margins, pollen and nectar margins, to link wildlife across the farm, also take poorly producing arable land out of production so that we're not spending a lot of money producing lower yields on bad performing areas where it's much better to put that down for wildlife habitats.
My name is Paul King. I'm the Managing Director of French Jupps. We are Great Britain's oldest maltster. You know, I have a deep love of all things beer. Beer has been my life, from being a brewer in my younger years, and moving on to become brewmaster for Anheuser-Busch, and then chief brewer for SAB Miller. I'm very grateful now to be able to continue that journey with French Jupps and make some of the finest roasted malts for just some of the most wonderful brewers out there. So here at French Jupps, we make 14 fine roasted malts from the very lightest, delicate Cara malts that just impact such wonderful sweetness, sugars, caramels, and also a lovely array of dried fruits, all the way through to our rich, very intense patent malts, such as our darkest chocolate and into black malts and roasted barley. We treat our patent malts in a slightly different way to our crystal malts. With the patent malts, we go through the stages of steeping and the early phases of germination, but then swiftly we move on to our kiln and we kiln dry that malt, take the moisture out before we move it on to the roasting drum. And it's in the roasting drum that we elevate the temperature over a number of hours up to around 250 degrees centigrade and gradually pick up that lovely rich dark colour. But it's not just about colour, it's also about flavour. We look at flavour in a deep complex way. Typically maltsters will look at around 8 characteristics for flavour, typically homing in on maltiness, sweetness, maybe nuttiness. We've taken it to another level and we look at around 50 components of the malt's flavour and call out some very unique aspects. Sustainability is a key part of our journey, and we pay great attention to it. So we're all about local sourcing for all our materials, and our barley is typically sourced within 30 miles of our maltings here in Stansted Abbots. Equally, we look at the electricity we buy, and we buy electricity that's produced through 70% renewables. We've been working with the fabulous team at Butcombe Brewery for a little over 2 years now, and it's just been a fantastic journey. The team at Butcombe, but also Liberation, and it's just been an absolute delight to see the awards they've been winning, both at a beer level and also at a pub level. You know, they are one of the greatest partners you could possibly have.
Yeah, Mike Jordan, the group head brewer for Liberation Group. I stayed inspired by travelling the world, tasting beers from many different countries, different continents, looking at how different types of alcohol are manufactured. And we also visit other breweries, other maltings, hop farms. Specifically to French Jupps, we use the black malt to give the nice dark amber colour to the original beer. We use the specialist malt to give us more interesting flavours and colours than we can get from the base malt. This is a pint of Butcombe original here, so we use the French Jupps black malt to give us this sort of unique dark amber colour, which we wouldn't be able to get from just using the regular Marisotto. And the consistency of the French Jupps means that we can keep the colour the same from batch to batch.
So I'm Barry, I'm one of the brewers up at Butcombe Brewery. I actually grew up in the next village to Butcombe, and at the time I was working in a craft bakers in Weston-super-Mare. I got wind of a brewery starting up in Butcombe, so I had a stronger passion for beer than I did bread at the time, so I thought I'd go and have a look there, and had an interview and got the job. The actual original started as the name of Butcombe Bitter. It was Simon was the founder of the brewery, and he was a managing director of Curds Western at the time. He had friends in the industry brewers who, one of them, John Wilmot, actually helped him with the recipe for Butcombe Bitter. They first sort of trial brewed it, and after the third brew they felt they got it right. It was the only beer we brewed for 20 years, so Butcombe Bitter, as it was known, we sort of concentrated on the consistency, the quality of it. I feel that's why it's still the iconic beer it is today. With the original, we've always used the what is regarded as the Rolls Royce of malts for English style beers, which has been Marisotto. We've started using French Jupps about 5 years ago, and we felt that they were the right fit for the company. They had the same passion and desire for quality that we do, so that blends well with our using the specialist malts in our original bitter.
So I'm Simon, a brewer at Butcombe Brewery. I've been working at Butcombe for about 8.5 years. This is our main beer, the beer that started it all, that we've brewed since 1978. And it is the same ingredients, the same basic recipe that's carried all the way through. It's more of a traditional style beer, but it's stood the test of time, and it's keeping that tradition going through, even though the changing of the styles of what people want in beers and stuff. This one's keeping a staple all the way through and keeping that base quality right there. With Cask Ale, it's all in attention to quality, all through the process, taking real care into the product. So at particularly the end of the process, when we're packaging it, it's getting the finings correct. We take a lot of care into getting the finings just right, so they get the clarity just right. And then the yeast content, we have to look at it all under a microscope, make sure it's packaged just right, so you get the right conditioning in the cask. And then passing it off to the pubs, hopefully they can look after it easily. It's an easy beer to in the cellar to take care of, and they can give the best product then to their customers. Cask beer, the way it's evolving among the whole craft beer scene that we've had for a number of years now, is perhaps slowing down, but we are actually in growth, and so I see the quality of Cask Ale becoming more of a premium product. Cask, you've really got to care for it. It's conditioned within the cask itself. It's a live product. You've got to know what you're doing. So with cask beer requiring that passion and care, we see that customers and also craft brewers are turning back to cask, and that's where we see that our beer is a real favourite within the Southwest.
We are now the 8th best-selling cask ale in the country, the biggest in the southwest.
Original has grown to be the number 1 in the southwest and is also in the top 10 national.
So, cheers to our suppliers, French Jupps, all our customers that drink Butcombe in the pubs, all the supermarkets that supply it, and here's to Cask Ale Week. Cheers.